So a weird little quirk about me is I like watching horrendous shit before I go to sleep. I grew up watching Forensic Files on my TV when I would fall asleep, Criminal Minds, and damn, all the other stuff, courthouses and whatever else that it may be. I grew up watching it before bed. And lately, I have been watching the P Diddy Trial before I go to sleep. Now, I don't know if this is bad mojo, if this is bad luck, if this is fucked for my brain, but I just want to talk about some of the most horrendous shit that I've heard from this and how crazy it is. This isn't going to be a serious video at all, so this is not going to be super informational. You're not going to see a bunch of like scholar, college level things being talked about here. This is me pointing and laughing, okay? First off, I did not need to know half of this information. You could have told me half of this shit in more vagueness, and I would have already said guilty and sent his ass away for 17 million years. They do a play-by-play of all the freak-off shit that he uses, how he would use it, what he smells like when he's using it. I don't want to know the level of detail in which they go. First off, it starts with them breaking down these freak-off parties and all this bullshit. So it starts explaining how he would have all these prescription pills and tons of baby oil and candle wax and all this shit, and they'd have these parties, right? Well, then it goes into this more minuscule level shit where every hotel he went to, pretty much everywhere he went, he brought these parties with him. So he would hire male prostitutes to sleep with his girlfriend, and he would watch. Now, here's the hard part for me to get past. The level of details in which they shared of this shit is insane. The fact that I had to hear that he is a Tootsie Roll sized schnoz is I never needed to know that shit to find him guilty, man. I didn't need to know that he likes laying his chest against his baby batter covered girlfriend. I never needed to know that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I could have gone my entire adult life without knowing these things, regardless if he's guilty or not. I don't need this level of detail. And I understand to convict him in court and to get the jury to decide his fate. And I mean, I guess I understand, but I just feel like, damn. I don't think anyone's having any mixed signals with you here, all the allegations that actually do need to be discussed and all this shit. You know what I mean? It's like you have people on the internet making a top 21 most disturbing things talked about in the damn court. It's like, bro, I understand why this case is not being actually live streamed like Johnny Depp's and Amber Heard's little defamation case, because oh my god, they have testimony from all kinds of people, like the male prostitutes he hired, his assistants, her assistants, all kinds of people that are cross-referenced. But the craziest one to me is Kid Cudi. If you go through, for some reason, P Diddy was on some Joker shit, like when he dressed as Joker for Halloween that year, and he literally broke into Kid Cudi's home, did something bad enough to his dog that caused it to like act different, according to him, where it was all on edge all the time and was jumpy. He literally went in his house, opened some damn presents that he got from Chanel, and people are making headlines saying that he ruined Christmas like he's the fucking Grinch. And then, to top all of that off, he burned Kid Cudi's car down to a crisp, all because he was dating Cassie, which is P. Diddy's ex, or whatever the fuck this whole case is involving. It's the one from the hotel lobby video, and it's she's the forefront. Bless her heart. All the shit's horrible, but another thing is all the evidence they bring out to like convict this motherfucker. What's the correct word? They brought up the fact that he takes Obama-shaped ecstasy pills. They brought that out. They showed photos of all the baby oil and Astroglide. Like, this motherfucker really is weird, huh? A famous comedian once said, I don't even think I've made it to the bottom of a baby oil bottle in my entire life. And I couldn't agree more with the statement. I don't think I've ever seen a bottle of baby oil in person. I don't know what fucking aisle you'd get that off of in a grocery store. Is it even considered a grocery? And a lot of the shit you have to take with a grain of salt, because AI has blown so much of this out of proportion. The next time I see, oh, Justin Bieber has testified his fucking scary story movie shit, like, oh my god, you wouldn't believe what oh my god, you wouldn't believe what Shaquille O'Neal said about P. Diddy. Like, AI has ruined news even worse than it already was, because the news and media was already already so shitty, and now we have AI of people sitting at home going, let me make some shit up. And this shit does sound like a cartoon. I don't need to hear, like, half of this that's talked about P. Diddy in the actual case itself does not sound real. Again, the fact that Kid Cudi literally said that apparently Diddy was standing with his arms behind his back in a hotel room looking like a, and I quote, Marvel supervillain. It's like, bro, this sounds fucking made up. But on a serious note, and me not laughing at all, I think it's absolutely insane how long so much about Diddy was discussed. Like, the fact that a lot of hotels were like, had profiles built up against this guy. Like, the fact that he uses a lot of candle wax, like, seriously, and there's always lube and blood in his hotel rooms. There was nothing like, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, this is just normal for this guy. I'm not saying it's illegal to do all that, but you know what I mean? Like, damn, you wouldn't think you'd have a little funny feeling when there's like 50 men going into a hotel room. Like, I don't know. I feel like that is literally like damage to property. But I guess if you have enough money to pay for that property damage, then they just don't open a case against you. They don't care, which I think is still like fascinating. It kind of shows you that if you have enough money, you can get away with pretty much anything because it just doesn't matter. As long as you cover your own ass as far as financially, people just don't care about the moral side of everything. That's also another thing, is the fact that Cassie went around saying all the way back in 2010 to 2011 that he was physically abusive to her, even told Kid Cudi this, and nothing was ever done about that. I guess that is kind of half and half, and this isn't to blame her, but that kind of is her fault for not kind of opening a case against him until, you know, she feels comfortable. I feel like if things like this happen, you need to kind of be more immediate and maybe build proof about it, which again, when you're actually in the situation, I guess is a whole lot harder, like, to actually do that. Easier said than done kind of situation, because again, it's with the person you love as well. But it's like, dude, it's just so unsatisfying to see someone so dangerous, evil, and vile run around for so long and to not be convicted or feel guilty or anything. And there's just, everyone that supports that person knows no better because they don't know anything about it. Now, obviously, I would like to add on the fact that I don't think I've ever heard a fucking P. Diddy song in my life. I didn't even know who he was before this trial. So it's like, to be fair, it's not like I know the guy. It's so late by the time we find out that they're kind of doing some bad shit that we just don't realize it, and we keep supporting them through that all, and then it just blows out one day, and then you feel guilty for supporting this sick person, you know what I mean? Like Mini Lad. Also, another thing I'd like to mention that I'm seeing on the internet, according to a few things on TikTok, apparently people are kind of like calling Kid Cudi a snitch for talking in the fucking deposition. What? Give me like 20 minutes. I need to look into the shit. Ain't no way people are calling him a snitch and shit like that, bro. Like, Kid Cudi's saying fucking reborn. Do you think this guy is like a thug? You think he's going by like fucking street rules? Like, I don't think it matters, man. When he breaks in my house and I file a fucking police report, I'm a snitch, bro. That's insane. The only thing that scares me about all these people that are coming up on the stand and testifying, regardless if you think they're a fucking snitch or not, is the fact that if he does not get convicted, bro, they are probably all going to be in a very high level of danger, honestly. If P. Diddy does or doesn't get convicted, I feel like these guys should definitely be in some form of like protection or have some form of like security provided in some way. I don't know, dude. Because according to everything I'm reading, P. Diddy has already reached out to some of the victims that are coming out and is like, I don't know if paying hush money. I don't know if he's like threatening them. I don't know anything about that. But apparently that's why they didn't let him actually bail himself out, because he offered $50 million and like his house is collateral, and they were like, fuck no. We do not want you out hitting up people and being a freak. Honestly, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say about all this. This is just horrible. I feel like everyone has the same opinion, is that this is atrocious regardless of like where you are in the world. If you read half of this shit, you're like, oh my God, I didn't know a human being could be this evil. The only thing that's also kind of bothering me about this is the fact that they're kind of keeping a lot of people secret. Some of the names are like hidden and they're not really talking about all the details, and I feel like some names are being mentioned, but they're not going any further into it. If the FBI does have like all this footage that they're mentioning of all these freak-offs and all this weird shit, don't you think they should probably not release it out to the public, but maybe make some damn arrest of people getting caught on film doing some like highly illegal things? You know, if you have a recording of someone smoking pot and they're in an illegal state, okay, maybe don't go and fucking break down their doors. But if you have footage of somebody literally, like, how do I say this politely, doing something literally that they're not supposed to be I think we can all say that that's not really a justifiable reason to make an arrest, or even put a little search and seize on him, maybe bring him in, question him, whatever you got to do. I don't know the legal side of everything, but this just feels so crazy that it's only this one person, and there were so many people involved in and around him. It's kind of like Epstein, where he was involved with so many high-profile people that I feel like if it got out to how many people were really around him and really involved themselves in that shit, it would be like an outcry. But still, shouldn't we have the right to know? You know what I mean? Even if they did wrong and it would create some form of like just fucking worldwide chaos, I would rather the world go into chaos and we have the truth than they hide it for the protection of the people, quote unquote, and these motherfuckers still roam free. If someone's a monster, it should be well known between all of us that they're a monster. But I guess you would have them breaking down doors and killing people, but I mean, I kind of believe that it's not necessarily a bad thing if they did the wrong thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but once you're proven guilty, hey, whatever happens to you happens to you, I'm just saying. Anyways, I know this video was pointless. I literally am just rambling. I don't have many things to talk about as of recently, and I'm just talking about what I can. Anything I find interesting, funny, or again, in between that, like this video is, I'm just going to talk about it. If you guys come up with any ideas of what you may think I should talk about in a video, even if it's pointless, stupid, and completely diabolical, let me know, but don't be an idiot. I have a tab in my Discord, and literally, Oscar, I'm going to be using your idea to explain how to use this fucking tab. Do's and don'ts. Don't say shit that doesn't make any sense, like catch trollers. Well, how am I going to catch a troller? Am I just going to let someone fuck with me for an hour and go, oh, you're trolling me, ha ha ha? How the fuck do you catch a troller? I don't understand. How am I going to make a whole specific video teaching you how to use the tab, actually? That's also another one that's kind of like, what the fuck, man? I would talk about Kanye, but I'm not going to talk about fucking Kanye. Because he talks about himself. He's probably going to be talking about me in a video in the next week. And then the last straw was the fucking twerk-off between LeBron James and me. Well, what's... I'm not even going to put your name in the video just so you don't get the satisfaction of the shit. You're going to be the only one that doesn't get a spot.